What if I told you that right now, as you're watching this, lasers are scanning the Earth and quietly rewriting human history? Not in one place, everywhere. They're revealing lost cities under jungles, hidden structures beneath deserts, and ancient designs so big, so precise, you can only really understand them from the sky. And one of the most important of these discoveries is a 5,000-year-old city in Peru known as Coral Supa, sometimes called Coral Supa, a place so advanced for its time that it completely shattered what we thought we knew about when civilization was supposed to begin. But here's where things get interesting. At the heart of this city are perfect circular plazas, and when you start looking for that same shape around the world, you keep finding it, again and again. Different continents, different cultures, different eras, same geometry. And now, with LiDAR and ground-penetrating radar peeling back the surface of the planet, many archaeologists believe the most advanced outposts are still waiting to be discovered, hidden in plain sight, just like Coral Supa once was. Which is great for science, and absolutely terrible for anyone who thought history was already finished. Tonight, we're not just talking about one lost city, we're talking about circles, lines, hidden patterns, and the uncomfortable possibility that some of this wasn't random at all. And by the end of this video, you might never look at empty land the same way again. Then modern archaeology showed up with something that feels like it belongs in a sci-fi movie. LiDAR and ground-penetrating radar, tools that don't care what the surface looks like, because they can see through it. When researchers started scanning the area, the ground basically betrayed itself. What looked like random hills and shallow dips suddenly snapped into focus as massive platforms, planned structures, and the clear layout of a designed city. Not a village. A city. One that turned out to be around 5,000 years old, which, by the way, makes it roughly the same age as the pyramids of Egypt. So yes, while Egypt was stacking stones, Peru was apparently doing urban planning, and nobody thought to tell the history books until recently. Which is kind of a big oversight if we're being honest. This site is known today as Coral Supa, sometimes misheard or passed around online as Coral Supa, and anthropologists believe it represents the oldest known civilization in the Americas. And here's what makes it really interesting. This wasn't a messy, accidental settlement. It was planned, carefully, deliberately, with monumental platform pyramids, residential areas, ceremonial spaces, and right at the heart of it all, sunken circular courts. Not ovals, not rough curves, circles, built into the ground with symmetry that suggests measurement, planning, and a very clear idea of what they were supposed to be. Archaeologists believe these were ceremonial spaces, places for gatherings, rituals, maybe even performances, but they also admit something else. They don't fully know why this shape keeps showing up. So let's talk about the place that started this whole rabbit hole. Coral Supa, sometimes misheard or passed around online as Coral Supa, is widely believed by anthropologists to be the oldest known civilization in the Americas, dating back to around 3000 BCE. That means while Egypt was just getting started with pyramids, people in what is now Peru were already building planned cities. No metal tools, no wheels, no written language, but somehow, urban planning. Which is impressive. And also a little suspicious, if we're being honest. Coral Supa isn't just old, it's organized. Archaeologists have identified massive platform pyramids, residential zones, ceremonial spaces, and most intriguingly, sunken circular courts. Not rough circles, not close enough circles, but carefully measured, deliberately placed circular spaces, often positioned right in front of major structures, like they were meant to be the focal point. And here's something else that makes researchers pause. There's almost no evidence of warfare here. No walls, no weapons, no mass graves, which suggests this wasn't a city built for defense. It was built for gathering, ceremony, ritual, maybe teaching, maybe something else entirely. Anthropologists also believe Coral Supa wasn't isolated. Artifacts suggest trade networks reaching the Andes, the Amazon basin, and distant coastal regions, which means this wasn't just a local experiment. People passed through here, goods passed through here, and if ideas passed through here too, then Coral Supa starts looking less like a random early city, and more like a hub, which is usually how history-changing ideas travel, very quietly, and then very inconveniently for textbooks. Here's where this story starts feeling like science fiction. For thousands of years, Coral Supa just sat there. No dramatic ruins, no obvious skyline, just land. And then along came LiDAR and ground-penetrating radar. LiDAR uses lasers fired from the air to digitally strip away vegetation and surface clutter, revealing the true shape of the ground. Ground-penetrating radar does something even creepier. It looks into the earth and maps what's buried underneath. In other words, the planet doesn't get to keep secrets anymore, which is probably very awkward for ancient history. When researchers started scanning this region, they didn't just confirm Coral Supa, they started finding more. Hidden platforms, buried structures, geometric layouts, signs that this wasn't an isolated site, but part of a much larger, much more complex landscape than anyone expected. Many archaeologists now feel that the most advanced outposts are still waiting to be discovered, not because they're in impossible places, but because time has smoothed them into the terrain. Turn pyramids into hills. Turn plazas into shallow dips. Turn cities into just more land. Until lasers say otherwise. And here's where a familiar shape keeps showing up. Circles, sunken circular courts at Coral Supa, stone circles in Europe, earthwork rings in North America, circular enclosures in the Middle East, the Miami Circle carved straight into limestone. Different cultures, different eras, same geometry. Circles aren't easy. You don't accidentally build perfect ones. You plan them, you measure them, you know something. So the question isn't just why circles, it's who taught them to care this much about the shape. Okay, so if Coral Supa was the match, this is the gasoline, because once you stop thinking in terms of one strange site and start looking at the planet as a whole, you realize ancient history has a circle problem, and I mean that in the best possible way, because Coral Supa is far from alone. Let's start with Göbekli Tepe in modern-day Turkey. This place rewrote archaeology. We're talking about massive circular stone enclosures, with towering carved pillars, built around 9600 BCE. That's before agriculture, before cities, before organized civilization is supposed to exist at all. These weren't houses. They weren't storage buildings. There's no evidence people lived here. This was ritual architecture. Hunter-gatherers somehow organizing labor, quarrying stone, transporting it, and arranging it into precise circular layouts, all for ceremonial purposes. Which raises a very uncomfortable question. If civilization wasn't supposed to exist yet, who was organizing projects like this? Because when I go camping, my greatest engineering achievement is still just not losing the tent stakes. Now jump to North Africa, deep into what is now the Sahara, and you find Nabta Playa. This site dates to around 6000 BCE and features circular stone arrangements aligned with celestial events, the sun, the stars, seasonal cycles. Basically, a prehistoric observatory, in the middle of a place where today, almost nobody can survive. These stones predate Stonehenge by thousands of years, and yet they show the same obsession. Circles, alignment, the sky, ritual space mapped onto the earth, which suggests someone somewhere was already thinking in cosmic geometry. Then you get to Europe, and the idea doesn't disappear, it evolves. By the time we reach Stonehenge, you're looking at a much later, much more refined version of the same concept. Massive stones, circular layout, precise astronomical alignments. Stonehenge didn't come out of nowhere. It looks more like the latest chapter in a very long tradition of building circular, sky-connected monuments, a tradition that stretches back thousands of years before it. And then there's North America, with Poverty Point, in Louisiana, dating to around 1700 BCE. This site features enormous concentric earthen rings, so large that you don't even fully grasp their shape unless you're looking from above. No metal tools, no written language, no modern surveying equipment, yet the geometry is deliberate, planned, engineered into the landscape itself, which means someone had a mental blueprint and the social organization to actually build it. And then, there's the one that hits especially close to home for this channel, the Miami Circle. Carved straight into bedrock, hidden beneath a modern city, and only discovered because construction literally peeled history open. A perfect circular formation, with no obvious everyday purpose, sitting right there in plain sight for centuries. Sound familiar? Because now you've got circles in South America, circles in North America, circles in Europe, circles in Africa, circles in the ancient Near East. Different cultures, different eras, no known contact, same shape, same obsession. Now let's add ley lines to this picture. Officially, controversial. Some scientists say coincidence. Some say pattern-seeking humans doing what we do best. But here's the uncomfortable part. Many ancient ceremonial sites, especially circular ones, seem to line up with each other, sit on prominent landscape features, align with celestial events, or fall along strangely straight geographic paths. And when you start plotting these sites together, you don't get randomness, you get patterns. The kind of patterns that make archaeologists reach for coffee, and alternative historians reach for very large maps. Proponents of ancient astronaut theory have been saying this for decades. Erich von Däniken famously suggested that sites like Coral Supa are only the tip of the iceberg, and that discoveries like this could eventually lead us to rethink the true origins of civilization, and even possible outside influence on our development. From this perspective, LiDAR isn't just a mapping tool. It's a truth detector. And it's telling us that history might be a lot bigger, and a lot stranger, than we were taught in school. Alright, quick pause. If you think these circles are more than coincidence, if you think there's a bigger pattern here, or if you think we're only seeing the beginning of something much larger, drop your theory in the comments. Seriously, tell me what you think these sites were really for. I read these, and some of you are way better at this than I am. So now we're left with a much bigger question. If a 5,000-year-old city can hide in plain sight, if LiDAR keeps revealing more and more buried structures, and if circles keep appearing in sacred places all over the world, are we really looking at isolated ruins, or are we uncovering nodes in a much bigger system? Maybe ancient people weren't just building cities, maybe they were marking the planet. If you're into this kind of mystery and the kind that makes history feel unfinished, make sure you like the video and subscribe to Oddity Atlas, because this year, we're going deeper than ever. More lost cities, more hidden structures, more, wait, how did they know that, moments. And trust me, some of what's coming is going to make this look like the warm-up, because if ancient people across the world were all building the same shapes, for reasons we're only starting to guess at, then maybe the biggest mystery isn't what they built. Maybe it's who taught them how. And whether they're still trying to tell us something, we're only just learning how to see. And if you think Coral Supa is impressive, wait until you see what LiDAR is pulling out of the Amazon. Next time, we're talking about lost jungle cities, massive hidden road networks, underwater structures that shouldn't be there, and the idea that some sites might be global nodes in a much bigger system. Because if this is just the tip of the iceberg, what happens when we finally see what's under the jungle, under the ocean, and under everything we thought was empty? And here's the part where this stops being my problem, and becomes your problem. Are all these ancient circles just coincidence, a shared human instinct, or are we looking at pieces of something much bigger that we've only just started to notice? Seriously, I want your theories in the comments. The more unhinged, the better. Some of you are absolutely terrifying in the best possible way. And hey, if you're into lost cities, forbidden timelines, and history quietly having a nervous breakdown, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, and stick around. Because this rabbit hole only gets deeper from here. Because next time, we're not just talking about what's buried under jungles. We're talking about what LiDAR and radar are starting to hint at under the oceans, under rainforests, and in places we really weren't supposed to find anything at all. If Coral Supa and these circles are just the surface, what happens when we start scanning the parts of the planet we've barely looked at? Yeah, that's where this gets interesting.